Set your project directory by clicking on the Project Directory button. Look for a folder inside the Minitoots2 folder called PuppetMaster. Double-click that and click OK. PuppetMaster is a very interesting effect. It uses two versions of your model, one complete model and a model that's been diced up into several objects, or clusters. This sounds confusing right now, but you can get a sense of PuppetMaster's power once you've had a chance to use it. Preparing to use PuppetMaster for your object doesn't start inside Messiah. It actually starts in the modeler. There are many modelers out on the market. We're going to use a freeware one called Wings 3D. Let's launch Wings 3D right now. We have a blank scene here, and we'll just create a test model to play around with. Start by creating a cylinder. We'll switch to object mode. We'll scale this up on Y. Let's move it and make it a bit smaller. Switch to line mode. Make sure to tap the space bar to deselect any selected elements. We'll select the center, all of the lines in the center, and we're going to cut it in with the C key on the keyboard. Let's do that a couple more times. So we have a 4-segmented cylinder. This is what we would consider our original mesh. This could be anything. You're human, a dinosaur, a plant, a building, it doesn't matter. This is the mesh that the PuppetMaster effect will be applied to. We have another mesh that we need to create that will control this one. This mesh is made up of different segments. So switch to face mode. We're going to select the top set and we're going to create an object from that. On here it's called extract region. Just extract it up on Y and pay close attention to the number on the upper left part of the screen. You want to make sure that that reads 0, which means it sits exactly on top of our original mesh. We'll select the bottom half and we'll do the same thing. Extract region and make sure that those numbers there equal 0 when you click the mouse. So we have three objects. Our original object, a top part, and a bottom part. If we hide our original object right now, when we select the top and the bottom, it should equal all of the parts that make up our original object. This is important in PuppetMaster too. If there are any control points that are missing in your clusters, they'll just move to the center of the world and you'll get a spike in your scene. So, we'll start by highlighting our original cylinder. We're just going to export selected as an OBJ file. We're already inside the Minitoots2 PuppetMaster folder. Let's go to the Objects folder and we'll save this one as cylinder_all. Let's deselect that. Select the top part. We'll export selected as an OBJ. We'll call the next object cylinder top. Select the bottom part. Export selected as an OBJ cylinder bottom. Now we have something to work with inside Messiah. So switch back to Messiah. We're going to load our objects, cylinder all, bottom, and top, all at once. So we have three models here. It looks like we just have one model. Highlight cylinder all, switch to Setup, click on the Effects sub-tab, and select PuppetMaster from the pull-down menu. While our cylinder all is selected, add the PuppetMaster effect to that. Cluster will automatically be selected when you add the effect. Underneath the Cluster Create tab, there's a pull-down menu called Object. This lists all of the available objects that can be turned into clusters. Messiah doesn't care which one. It's up to you to determine which meshes in the scene are supposed to be clusters. In our case, we have a top and a bottom that need to get turned into cluster. So click on Convert Object to Cluster. Do the same thing for the bottom. Don't select cylinder all. That's our target mesh. So we click into Animate. What we have is cylinder all, which is under control of cylinder top and bottom. We'll switch to a front view. Select any one of them. Select top, and let's move it. You'll see where the control points have their own assignment. They get 100% control over the mesh. Where two clusters overlap control points, they share the weighting between the two. It's easier to see if we switch this to smooth edges. The center here is separated and exactly in between the top and the bottom cluster. This is where some of the power of PuppetMaster becomes evident. Areas where joints occur are naturally smoothed out through the control point sharing method that PuppetMaster uses. And they're exactly weighted between the two. So you'll get a smooth transition to the next object. Just go to File, and we're going to save this scene as PuppetMaster Test.